Hi friends, how are you? I hope all of you are fine, though I know it is not very easy to remain fine. But again, I would say the trick to live as nicely as possible lies in our minds. You bring it to reality day by day closer, and you will find the same things which used to bother you do mean much different for you. If your life has a meaning, if your life has a uh, positive consequence to the society, then you have a character. This is basically all about character. And if we go on to understand the Hindu way of living, and particularly the yogas, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, then if you are inclined towards God, if your mind has a tendency of spirituality, then your physicality basically cannot be associated with character. Yesterday I used the words love, truth, God, all these things. If your mind and its tendencies benefit you in positive manner, then physicality is not the issue about character. Now, what is really very important to see in this is what? The thing is, simply speaking, suppose you have got a desire for physicality, and at the same time, your life is having a positive cycle of being and contributing to the society, then what you would see is that there are two cycles that are set up in your mind. One is the positive cycle of benefiting society, and I cannot say it is negative cycle, but at the same time the realization always comes when you remove all the feelings of lust, greed, and so many, so that which are called negative qualities of human mind, because human mind is very much capable of containing all these. Krishna says at a time, ये है संस्पर्शा भोगा दुख योन एवते आद्यंत वंत कौन्तेय नते शुरमते बुधा. So, if your mind can contain its serenity, can continue with its serenity, then no issue, no other thing, anything which you see, they are not about character. If your mind gets excited by seeing all this, then definitely you need to work upon yourself, because the excited state of mind is definitely not the best state of mind, and almost 2 to 3 hours, once you get highly excited about something, your entire system takes some 2 to 3 hours in getting back in absolute normal fashion. So excitement is too bad. Excitement is too bad, and it leaves you almost energyless. Your energies are lost. Initiatives are no more there. And wish to solve your problem also goes. Persons who are easily excitable can never be dependable. I hope I'm making my statement very clear. I was also talking about the boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. There I said one thing. Any event in the universe is basically meaningless. All that lies in your mind is Maya. Maya means confusion. Of course, the happenings around us affect us. But as you go on practicing the realization and the Brahma Sakshatkar, as you go on to those stages again and again, it becomes as if mind really remains unaffected by any incidents happening in your view in front of your mind. At another point, I was talking about love. And there I said that love between man and woman is not possible. I gave the reasons for that because I said there that the relationships based on consciousness do persist. Relationships based on observation of superficial physicality or wealth or whatever do not persist. You may carry on to live, but ultimately within your heart you will feel empty. Consciousness is the only nectar that fills your heart with love, joy, and positive feelings for others. I'm living alone since last 23 years. I really do not understand when people ask actually what made you to live alone 23 years. I said I really do not know, but yes, my mind is responsible for this, and as I have gone through the states of self-realization, I never ever, that it's almost 23 years. Those things don't come to my mind. So, love affair between a boy and girl normally starts with emotions. When you emotionally affect somebody, boy and girl and vice versa, whatever, then the closeness begins. But emotions are not the highest state of energy of mind. So, what is the highest state of energy of mind? Peace and realization. So when a boy and girl meet, they normally feel emotional about each other, and then only they confess that they love each other. But then let me tell you that to the girl or to the boy to whom you have become emotional is in the finest of realization, highest level of realization, get proved to be imaginary in entire world. Whatever you see is imaginary, same as you see a dream in night. You know that is imaginary because when you wake up, that dream will be no more, nowhere. But it is difficult to understand, and it takes a very long sadhana and great mercy by the lotus feet of the master, that you come to realize that your existence in broad daylight is actually a dream. If you have got a chair in front of you, it is very difficult to explain, and that's why I say it. There are so many things which I cannot transpire, which I can transpire, but not by words so deeply that you immediately understand. Do you know how Brahm looks like? It is experienced in the form of a Jyoti, divine light. And from that divine light, if you allow it to dissolve and disappear from your panorama, then you'll find out of this divine light, space and objects are rearing to appear. They start appearing. But as long as the divine light is there, nothing appears. So world or the universe, it has totally generated out of pure consciousness or the divine light, and objects which you see close to you totally are projected out of this divine light only. But in those moments when this divine light takes a back seat and disappears, when it disappears, the objects and space-time appears. So objects, space and time are the nature of the God or the divine light. When the God is not there, the divine light has gone, you will find the world, the room in which you are sitting as it is having sofas and tables and ornamental objects, decorative pieces, etc. Now this directly challenges the theory of Big Bang. The theory of the Big Bang, as you and me can understand, is responsible for creation of universe. But at the same time, if you have read Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, in the days of yore, Y-O, you are. No, it is not Y-O, you are. It is something different. In the days of yore, I gave the Brahma Gyan to the sun, Surya. Then Arjuna says, his sun is so old. Krishna says, I can understand your contradiction, but you are equally old and in fact more older than the sun. There was no time when you were not there, and there will be no time when you will be not there. You will remain. This logic exactly applies when Arjuna says, I am supposed to murder my uncles, my gurus who are standing with Kauravas. Then Krishna says, they will go, they may acquire another body, but they will not die. The Atma, the Jeev, who is a part of pure consciousness, never dies. And there are a lot of examples, and if not lot of examples, then sufficient number of examples. And then I also talked about PLRT, past life regression therapy, which suggests very strongly about the facts and factor of rebirth. And I personally don't have any doubt on it. So when boy and girl meet, they feel emotional about each other. But to what your emotions are coming up? Your emotions are coming up against something that is imaginary, that is only partially conscious, that is not fully conscious. And that is the reason these relations do persist for 2 years. Somebody may continue these for 10 years, but continue ever after can never be guaranteed and will never exist. So when you enter into a relationship, then you exit out of the relationship also at whatever time. That is up to you, how better do you perform in the relationship. So the true relationship between man and woman, that can be cause of all your happiness, is not possible. And the only thing is, relationships based on relation with Supreme Conscious only give happiness. Not two partially conscious people can make each other happy. In fact, they later fall down also. And that is good enough for today. and then we will be discussing these issues later also. But this is an absolutely fantastic exposition of Brahma Gyan, and you will find, if you persist on it and think over it, that your life will be totally changed after you come across the realization of Brahma Gyan. And that is what my message is, that go for the best and change for the best and enjoy life and enjoy death also. Thank you. Thank you very much.